This is Taco Salad 223 and I would like to welcome you guys back to the channel, and if this is your first time to the channel, welcome. Today we're going to do another beginner's guide, and this one is going to be going over how to do some ground mining with your rock vehicle. And if you're trying to get into the mining game, this is my recommendation for your first few steps to get comfortable with it. It's cheap entry and it's relatively safe, so that's my recommendation. Now the first thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to visit a refinery. Now we got different refineries. There's one at Arc 1 for sure. There's one at Crew 1 for sure. There is one at Her 1 for sure. And I'm pretty sure there's one at Mike 1, but I honestly haven't done any mining around there. But those are all refinery locations. What we're going to do today is we're going to fly on over to Crew 1. We're going to buy the required materials in order for us to do mining. And then we're going to go do some mining on Daymar, because it is one of the best locations to do the gym mining with the rock vehicle. So first thing I got to do is I got to make my way over there. Now, when you click on this and you set route, sometimes the required fuel number will be red. And if that is the case, you can't fly the entire distance that you might need to. So all you would have to do is make a couple stops along the ways and refuel as you go. My ship, it says we can just make it. You can see how much fuel total we got and how much it's going to take for the trip. So that's a nice little start right there. And I actually want to go to Crew 1 anyways. So it will let me click on it. And there we go. That'll get me there. And we'll come back once we arrive. And we've arrived at Crew 1 Ambitious Dream Station, or whatever it's called. Now what we need to do is we just need to land at it just like any other space station. These stations have small differences, but we'll see that once we get inside. So these space stations are very similar to all the rest of them. There's one major difference. The difference is when we come to this elevator, when we look at our options, instead of having hangars and habs, Galleria, and cargo services, we have the refinery. We're going to go down to the refinery deck. Once you arrive at the refinery deck, you got to run across this walkway. To the services sign, we have a couple options. You have a mining support store, which has a bunch of mining stuff.
Hi, good to have you back.
Weather armor, backpacks, has the hand tools, all that good stuff, along with ship upgrades for mining. Back here is where we're going to
back again, I see.
rent the required equipment. So in order to go
See anything you like?
greycat mining, this is the greycat Roc, it's a nice little mining vehicle. We need a ship that can carry it. So you'll just rent the Cutlass Black because it's an option here. It's not too expensive, 34,000 a day. So you need to have about, you probably want a good 45,000 before you go on your first mining expedition. But you will make this back very quickly. So you would just click rent, and it would pop up another screen and confirm. Now I own this ship already, so I'm not going to rent this. The other vehicle you're going to need is the greycat Roc. Mining vehicle. I don't own this, so we're going to have to go ahead and we're going to rent that. Just verifies we want to do it. It's nice and cheap. We'll confirm the rental there. Now what we need to do is go pull out our Cutlass Black.
Hi.
So we'll come back once we get inside of that ship. Alright, this is the Cutlass Black. It's a nice ship, very useful, and it is loved among many in the verse. So, to get in it, we can see we got the circle. We'll open up the ramp. We can see we got a lot of space in here, and we got a ramp we can drive a vehicle up. So that is the plan. Come on here. Get on up in the seat. We got the normal R to bring all the systems up. Got my hotkey to request takeoff. Meantime, while the door's opening, we need to set a trip to Daymar. We're going to go to Shubin SCD-1. Set our route. That's all good. You'll notice we did not grab the mining vehicle yet, and that's because you have to be at a ground spawn to actually pull those out. So we're going to get out of here, start spooling our quantum drive. There's the direction we need to go. And naturally, it set the course incorrectly. Alright, we're basically here. The reason we came to the Shubin mining facility is we need to pull out our ground vehicles so we can actually do the mining. And unfortunately, you have to do it from a place that is specifically meant for spawning ground vehicles. Generally, you just go to the planet you're going to mine on and pull it out there. You can see I'm using my quantum drive to see where it's at. It's actually the red triangle that we're approaching. And oh joy, there seems to be enemies here. Just going to ignore them for now. This will be a safe zone. Landing gear down. What we're going to do is we're going to come and land near these blue buildings. We're going to run inside the blue building. And from this fleet manager, we will be able to see the rock that we rented. Claim it. File a claim.
Your insurance claim has been moved to our storage facility.
We're going to retrieve it.
Vehicle selected. Stand by. Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location.
We can see it spawned right there. Okay, nice and close. Driver's seat. R to power it up just like anything else.
Systems on.
We want to get nice and lined up to load this in. You can see that player's coming over to potentially give us a hard time. We'll just roll up in here nice and easy. And an important thing when you're loading these things into your vehicle, make sure before you get out you shut it all the way off. The physics does not like it when there's two ships powered up inside of each other. Trying to make sure that guy isn't gonna trip me up here. Now I was able to close my ramp. I have a hotkey set up to it. Makes my life a little bit easier. So now we need to scan for mineable rocks. To do that, you're going to click tab. We'll see we have a bunch of different screen little boxes that pop up. There's one over there. There's one way behind us over there.
Please visit again.
A nice little tip for adjusting that scanner is period will narrow the scanning field, and comma will expand the scanning field. Generally, you want to click period once and make that scanning area just in front of you. This makes it a little bit easier. And you're going to scan along, looking, chasing after those nice little blue spots that popped up. Now, these are not what we're here to mine. You can only mine these big rocks with the big mining ship that we haven't messed with yet. And the trick to finding the smaller rocks that we're trying to find, when you scan, if it's really far away, it's not going to be a big rock, because the signatures are somewhat based on the size of what you're looking for. So we're just going to fly along here, set our speed limit to about there. We'll keep scanning. So see that popped up, and that popped up under 5,000. That is likely to be gems. Whereas that one that's 7,000 now, there's no way that's going to be the gems we're looking for. It's just too far away. And that ended up being a rock. Big deal. Keep flying ourselves along here. What we're looking for is something that pops up really close, like that 2,000 right there. That could also be some gem. And you'll notice we're really close to it and it hasn't identified yet, whereas those big rocks identified what they were earlier. That is going to be gem. There's a good couple of them. So you got 3 types of gems as well. Figure out what these is, I'm just gonna nose up nice and close, hold F and zoom. These are the blue ones. See, it's got the blue veins in them. Now blue is okay, that's the nice middle ground money. There's also green, which is worth the least, and pink, which is worth the most. I'm gonna not check that one out, or not gonna mine that one just because I want pink ones. Check this spot out. Notice again, we're under 1,000 and it hasn't turned into a rock, so that's more gems. We can also scan these gems if we would like. We can click the V button and use the scanner, but the scanner can be very touchy. Sometimes will not give you all the information, which is why I don't usually use it. Stopped giving me a readout. Well, now. Yeah. Gonna get nice and close. We can see those are green rocks. That's worth the least, so I don't care about the green rocks. Keep looking. 5,000's too far. That just randomly popped up right there. We'll go check out that marker. Under 1,000, it's definitely some gems. We got a couple gems confirmed. Now we just gotta see what they are. And that's got the pink marbling in it, and those are the ones we were looking for right there. Now we just need to land. Go ahead, open up the doors. Yeah. land to make sure I'm not on top of them. We're going to turn our engines off just like normal. And go ahead and exit. Now, we can get up inside of our mining vehicle again. Get it powered back up. We can back it on out, nice and easy.
Systems on.
Now that we're backed out, we can see the gems. Now, in order to be able to mine things, you have to go into mining mode. To enter mining mode, you're going to click M,
Fracturing mode.
and it's going to bring out a nice little arm and give us a bunch of different readouts. So to go over on everything on the screen, the top right, we can currently see our current range to the rock. We can see our laser range, 0 to 200 or 0 to 25 meters, and we can see where currently our effective range is optimal. You always want to be mining in the optimal window. Below that, we can see that we have 0 out of 80 CSCU of cargo currently full. Then we have on the right side of the screen, we can see that this is Hadanite. It has a mass of 0.84, and then there's instability and resistance. And instability and resistance and mass are not very important to us when we're doing Hadanite mining or any of the other 2 gems that I don't remember what they're called. I do apologize. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to left click to turn on the laser. Now, here's the trick. I'm going to use my mouse wheel to increase the power on the left right there and decrease the power on the left. And the goal is to heat this rock up on the right side where it says charge level until it gets inside of the optimal range in between optimal and overcharge. And we got to hold it in between optimal and overcharge until the green bar fills. And let's see what that looks like. We're going to start applying some power. We can see the charge level is going up, so I don't want to give it too much more at the moment. You want to go slow and feel all of this out. Especially your first time, because you are very likely to blow up your first few rocks while you're learning. Not a big deal. Now you'll see we're in the green, and I'm going to back off my power. I'm basically just going to bounce back and forth with my power, trying to hold it at optimal window. I'm trying to fill the bar without getting into the overcharged state. Once we fill the bar, it breaks and there's a bunch of gems on the ground. Now what you don't want to do is to sit here mining and go past the overcharge area. If you have any red in that overcharge area, you're going to lose some gems when the rock breaks. And you run the potential of blowing yourself up, though it is not as likely in this vehicle. So now we got all these gems, and you could get out and pick all these up by hand, but this vehicle has a feature in order to allow us to do that. All we got to do, we're going to hit right click.
Extraction mode on.
It's going to tell us we're in extraction mode, and then we'll left click again. It is a toggle, and we're just going to suck up all of these gems. There we go. Let's do the next one. A little bit faster. We can see we're still at optimal range. We can see it still had night, which we knew because of the pink in the rock. And we're going to go ahead and get it all nice and heated up. And I'm going to do this one faster just because we've talked about it. The main thing to keep an eye on when you're watching me do this is how much I'm fluctuating my laser intensity on the left and where my line is on the right as we approach optimal. I'm throttling down because we're getting a little bit closer. I have to give it a little bit more. Now we start touching green, I'm going to drop it about 20% right away. Just keep an eye on it. When I get above half, back it off.
Power critical.
You can see I touched the overcharge zone for a minute. I backed way off. Now I need to give it more power. Back it off. And it's just all a balancing act. What you can do is move the laser away and then put it back in a pinch. And you can see we saved that one pretty easily. Now we're going to right click again, get extraction mode on, we're going to suck up these gems. And these gems can spawn in much larger quantities than 2. 2's kind of the minimum. And realistically, if you're flying around trying to make money, depending on where you're at, it might be worth just mining everything. I come to Daymar because you don't need any special equipment besides what we already have in order to do this mining. The best place for Hadanite, by far,
Mining mode off.
is going to be Aberdeen around Hurston. You go to Aberdeen, you can get a lot more material and the rocks spawn a lot more densely. However, you need a special hot suit, which was sold in that refinery we were at earlier, in order to do the mining. So Daymar is a really nice spot when you're learning to do the mining.
Systems
Power this off. Go ahead and get out of our seat. Look, I actually left enough room to get out. And then I'm going to come back up in here, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to go learn where to sell this. Now what we need to do, we need to return to the mining facility we were just at. There it is there. Set a route just so I know where it's at. We're just going to fly back over there real quick. Now when we're coming into land, it is beneficial to look for the orange spiked building. So that's going to be that one right there. Nice orange spiked building. No, we can sell it always in the orange spiked building. So I'm just going to come on in here, land right outside of it. So I might not have to pull the ship out in order to sell if we're close enough. Third person view going on. That's going to be in a good spot. We'll go ahead and shut off our engine.
Engines offline.
Get out of the seat. Run back around here. A nice little trick in the cutlass, because I know that one dude is around. If you open up this door, they probably can't get in the ship, but you can get out because it's really hard to make that jump. We can run up over here. Get inside this lovely place. And you're looking for this little trading shipping console right here. Click use, click sell, and see if the greycat is an option. It is in this case. We'll select the greycat and we can see we got some Hadanite. We click the Hadanite, it'll tell us we can sell our 59 units for 16,000. That's a little under half of what it costs us in order to get our vehicles, and it took us 20 minutes. So you go fill up the greycat rock full of stuff. A full inventory for the greycat rock full of Hadanite pays out at I believe it's 100,000. Might be 200,000. I could be incorrect there. It's just going to take you quite a few rocks to fill it up. Now, just like before in the delivery tutorial, there is boxes all over the place that you can loot. You can see this one's already open because the last guy that came through here looted everything. but there is loot boxes everywhere just like before. And that's going to conclude our mining tutorial with the greycat rock and the cutlass black. If you guys have any questions, you got anything that I missed during this tutorial, definitely leave some comments. I do not mind revisiting topics because sometimes I miss stuff that's important. There is a lot of other places to do this mining, like we said. You can do this on basically any planet, but Daymar is one of the best moons to do this on, and it's around Crusader. Or, like I said, the best spot for getting the best material is Aberdeen. HDMS Norgrad or HDMS Anderson being your landing zone, but you're going to have a special hot weather suit that I will go to the refinery and show that to you or clip it in somewhere. That hot weather suit is just required because of the temperatures there. We can get away with it on this move. Other than that, this has been Taco Salad 223, and hopefully I will see you guys in the next video.